Hi everyone, this is Jeanne B and we're doing fun with art today. So I want to have a good laugh. Every time we start, I have to be reminded of what the name of my show is because I forget. Now, you know, I used to worry about things like that. I don't anymore. It's like, okay, I forget, it's all right, I write it down. So don't pressure yourself so much, especially during the holiday season. You know how hard it is to remember what you bought for this one, what you bought for that one? Let me tell you. So what we're doing today is all these little tiny things, right? And I thought maybe that's what you needed to see was just some fun, different things that you can make quickly with kids. You can make them for yourself. You can have fun with art and do a little bit of Christmas presentation. So the first thing I'm going to show you, because to do each and every one would not work. So this is the end result. This is a plate, okay? On the opposite side, this is the napkin that I put on there. And so I can use this side, right? I can put cookies on it. I could eat a meal on it. You can do whatever you want with it because all the glue and everything is on the opposite side. I also use the dishwasher, oh, I don't know if you can see it. It's dishwasher Mod Podge. That's what you want to use when you're going to do something with glass. And you use it on the opposite side that you would do for your food because you don't really want that touching your food. So how do you start this? I just simply use what I had from last year. I had these napkins. And I said, well, that would be pretty, right? It's a pretty shot, it's pretty. I said that would be something different. I can put cookies on it. I can do whatever I want. Then I can throw it in the dishwasher because it is dishwasher proof. And so what you do, like anything else, you start with a clear dish. And this is my clear dish now. Look, I'm going to even show you. I wrote notes just so I wouldn't forget. So the first thing you're going to want to do is actually, you know, you wash it from the store. Obviously, that's pretty obvious. You take the little tags off. I know there's someone on YouTube that's their big thing about they just glue over the tags, and it just gets me like agita. It just gets me nervous. But I like to take the tags off before I do a project, and that's okay. So then I want you to do, get some rubbing alcohol or some alcohol, and you just need to wipe the plate. And that takes all the oils from your fingers or anything else that you've touched it with. So that way when you put your napkin on, it will adhere better. And so that's what you want to do. Now you want to make sure that the plate is upside down, right? Because if I do it this way, then all of that Mod Podge will be on top and it makes it not cohesive to eat off of. So if you do it backwards, like this, you get a back plate like this. All right, so that when you flip it over, you now can use your plate. Now, I did this one in small pieces. I took the napkin. You have to actually peel the napkin off, and I won't even try to do that because my fingers are very dry. And you use the first layer of the napkin like you would do it any time you do Mod Podge. You put the Mod Podge on. Then you're going to put your napkin. You're going to put the Mod Podge over it again and just kind of seal it up. Then, you know, it's very hard when you're doing it reversed because sometimes what happens is you can't see if you missed a spot. Don't worry about it. Once it's completely dry, flip it over and look at it. If you need to fill in a spot, go right ahead. It's not a big deal. These are very durable in how you know how to do them. And then at the end, now I could have taken this dish, which I might still do when I go home, I'm not sure. And a lot of people will take the napkin and do it the opposite way. So they'll put the napkin this way so that when they flip over the dish, the napkin will be showing with a brighter image. That's, you know, that's something, if you want to do that, that's fine. For me, I like to see the clear inside the plate. I don't like to see it like another napkin or another design because I feel for me, it's muddied. And so I'm not very good at that, so this is what I like. So this is one idea you can do. These make great gifts. Put a little cookies on it. Put a piece of cake on it. Whatever you want. Wrap it in cellophane. They get to keep the dish. I got these plates at the dollar store. So for $1.50 plus your Mod Podge and napkin, you can make a little gift for someone. It's pretty cool. All right, so now the next thing I wanted to show you was, like I said, we're going to do quickly and we're going to do fast. These are these little I saw these, I didn't make up any of this stuff. I saw these on the internet. And I thought they were the cutest little things. Now, I don't know, I mean, I'm from the era where my parents always had these doilies on the table so that people didn't, you know, to put glasses or whatever to wreck their furniture. So I saw this woman, and what she did was she took one doily. All she did was scrunch it up like this so that she had this type of thing going on, right? And what does that look like, right? It looks like the wings. So I'm saying to myself, well, how the heck is she going to glue? Is she going to glue that? No, pretty smart. She took one of these and she just twisted it. And she just twisted it and twisted it until it held. The other thing you can also use is, and I don't think I brought them, was, you know, one of those zip ties? You can buy them in any store. You can buy them in all different, you just put them in and zip it. Those you can use as well. And so then you take this, and this is going to make the wings. That's a little sloppy, so don't get too concerned. And then the other part is this. You've just fold it. Just like you would a napkin, right? You take the folds, fold it like that, and then I would super glue it, or else I would glue gun it down. And then you got to be very careful, because with this type of lace, you're going to burn your fingers. So be very, very cautious. Maybe just a little dab at first, and that way it won't go all the way through. Then you can either fold it again, or you can leave it the way it is. I kind of like to leave it open so that it looks like a little cape, and you put the wings behind it. And now this part I usually will glue. I will usually super glue these on, and then all I do is get a little bead, and I put a little bead, and I make a little angel. Simple to do, fun, and you can decorate them however you want. If you don't have these, you can also do it with the paper. I'm sorry, it's a little wrinkled. It was in the bag. You know how that is. You can also do it with the paper doilies as well. I only had the big one, so it's not a very good variation. But if that's all you have and you want to do some, you can do these just as well. And so they're really kind of cute. You can put them on top of a Christmas cone. I have them, you can put a little piece behind them. I have a couple of them where I put a little piece up and I've got them hanging on. I have a lot of trees around in my house that are like light up trees, and so I just put them on there, and they look kind of cute for the holiday. So that's another thing. The next thing I wanted to show you, these are all quick things you can do, they're easy, is remember those, the salt and pepper shakers, right? What do you do with them? They're ideal. Again, I got this off the internet. I mean, I've varied it a little bit than what they do, and so it was just a good idea, and I said, I think I'll share that with all of you. And you can actually make little tiny decorations. For, you know, that little spot on the kitchen shelf, you want to just put something on, you just want it to show, right? Or you can actually do little Santa Clauses. I did a snowman, but I did Mr. and Mrs. Snowman, but his head fell off on the way over, so we won't show him. You gotta laugh, come on, right? So I have a Mr. and Mrs. Snowman. Now, how did I do these? Simple. I like simple. I opened this up, and inside I put the, oh, my stuff is here. I put that fake snow. Now be very careful with the fake snow. It's not like glitter. Fake snow, it's much finer, and so if you have respiratory issues or have asthma or anything like that, please wear a mask, because the particles are so tiny. As soon as you open up, they go everywhere, and you'll inhale them. So you don't want to do that. If you prefer, you can use glitter. Whatever you want. It's just the idea of making snow at the bottom. So that's all it is. So I put a little bit of the snow at the bottom, and then I had some trees, and I just put a little tree in. I mean, how much simpler can you get, right? You put the top on. Now, I did them several different ways. A couple of the tops, what I did was I just wrapped it in the rope. Oops. It's like tumbling down, right? And so I had the different decorations just so that they would be a little bit ornate. Now this is a little pink one. So what I may have done was get like a little pink box or a little pink poinsettia or something that goes with it. So that way it kind of emphasizes when you look at it, you're like, what is in there? Oh my God, it's a little pink Christmas tree. Look how cute. And you can kind of put it like on a little end table. You don't have to worry about when kids pick them up because they can shake them all they want, right? Because you're going to then, once you put the tree in, once you put the snow in or the glitter, whatever you choose, or if you choose not to do anything, you're going to take your glue gun and you're just going to glue this and you're going to put this on. So that way it's not coming off. Now you have these little holes. That's what you have to worry about. So if you don't want it coming out at all, you can put a piece of paper up underneath here, or you can do like I did and you put a little snowman. I used him for the hat. So there are many variations that you can do. And so that was another thing. How am I doing? So far, so good. I figure I get in a lot of little things for Christmas. You can just keep doing them. All right, so the other thing is really cool. I had these big balls. You can use little balls, big balls, don't matter. Whatever size ball you want. I don't care. Right? And I'm like, what the heck am I going to do with these balls? Right? How many more things am I going to put in the ball, right? You know, and put on the tree or whatever. So I have done them where I do acrylic balls, I do resin balls where you put it on top, you've done them inside. I've got all kinds, and they're a lot of fun to do. At one time, when I did them, I didn't have anywhere for them to dry. So I have a light hanging over my dining room table. This was in the middle of COVID, believe it or not. And I took and I put these pads down. I didn't have anywhere for them to drip. So I poured them in my kitchen, ran with them with a towel underneath it, and then hung them from the chandelier so that they would drip on top of the table. It was a sight, let me tell you. But I got it done, and it was a lot of fun. But you don't have to do that anymore. Now we've gotten smarter. Same ball, right? All I did was, I think I glued this on. I took the top off. I mixed up just a few little acrylic colors, acrylic paint you buy in the craft store, and I shook it up. Kids love to do these. You can add glitter, you can add all kinds of things. You shake it and shake it and shake it, and you keep turning it until you get it all covered. The key to this is this. Once you get it the way you want it, you turn it over into like an old jar or something it can drain off of, because you don't want the paint to stick in a ball at the bottom, because it'll never dry. So once it's all firm and coated, so you don't want to put a lot of paint in here either. So you really want to shake it and make it coat, and then you won't have as much to drip out. That makes sense? Once it's all dripped out, you just turn it over. I glue these on. Oop, look, see? It's still coming out with paint. I told you, and I did these a month ago. That's pretty cool, huh? So you have to make sure they're fully dripped out before you put the top on and glue it on. So that's just something to do with your kids, something you can do for yourself. They sell these very inexpensive. You can buy them at a craft store for like $10 or for like 20 of them, or even now you can buy them even cheaper because a lot of this stuff is on sale. So I just thought I'd bring that to you, just a little something for you guys to do. You can just balance them and do whatever. It's a lot of fun. Okay, so now the next thing is, let's put our little guys away. They are cute, aren't they? I don't know where I'm going to put them in my house yet, but I'll find room somewhere. The next thing I wanted to show you is, and this is all over the internet as well, this is just one of those candles that you light up with batteries. Plain as can be. I think I got this at the dollar store, so for $1. Well, now it's $1.50. So I decided that I wanted to do something different with them, and so I decided I'd make one with a picture. Simple, how simple can you get, right? So what I did was, again, with the Mod Podge, I tore the napkin, nice and neat, or ragged, however you want it. Get the picture that you like. And then this one I split. When I was talking about when you open them up, those are too thick for me to do on the air. But this one, you just want to make sure that you open this up because you don't need all that napkin. So you just want this little piece, right? Now, I don't like the squareness of it, so what I'll do is some people will go in, they use a water pencil, or they'll use just a a paintbrush with water on it just to cut it. I like to just kind of wing it and do it with my fingers. That's just the way it is. And I'll take the edges off so that it just has a ragged look, because when I put it on, I don't want that squareness to it, like it's a napkin. You can do it however you want. If you like that look, it's all good. So what I then do is I put them on, because this is plastic and it feels like wax, and it does have a wax coating. If you have just the plastic ones, it will work just as well. These are, I don't know, I'm sure they will work on regular candles, but I would be very cautious to put them on a regular candle, because I don't know if the napkin, once it gets down further enough, would ignite. This way, if you're using an electronic candle or one with batteries, it's not going to touch the napkin. So safety first. So I don't recommend using it on a regular candle. I'm sure you can, but for me, I like using the plastic and the imitation candles. All you do is you find however you want it. It's round, so there's no center, so you don't have to worry about it. You put your Mod Podge, you put this over it, right? And you just seal it up. That's it. Now I like glitter, so while it was still wet, I just threw some glitter on it because I think it makes it a little bit fancier. How easy is that? So for less than $3, you've just made 2 candles. You can put these in a centerpiece. You can put them on the side. You can put them in a candle ring, however you want. And this way it doesn't cost as much. Even give them as a gift, however you want to do that. Of course somebody will call me, right? It's always like that. That's okay, they'll go away. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is I wanted to show you these. Now, these are really cute. They're just little wooden pieces like this, and you can find them at any craft store. And I like to get the ones that have the string in them, because I do have a drill, but for me to drill, I usually end up making holes in my counters or else on my wooden boards or however. So this is how they come. This is unpreserved, however you want to do it. If you like to paint, by all means, paint a little scene on them. That would be lovely. These are too small for me to paint anything on. So what I do is I buy these stickers. And all I do is I take one, take it off of there, and I stick it on. And I can make a whole scene with this sticker, depending on what you like to do with it. For instance, I was into snowmen, so I did snowmen. Here's the angels done. Now, there are 3 different varnishes on here, and that's what I wanted to show you, what the difference was. And, yeah, I knew again, I wrote it on the back so I wouldn't forget, because I have a tendency to forget. That's okay. So this is just plain varnish that you can buy in the store. You put it on, and it gives it a sealant, so that way it doesn't rot, but there's no shine to it. I like shiny things. So this one is Mod Podge, which is clear, and it gives a little bit more shine to it. And this is just 1 coat, that's all. And then, of course, I work with resin, so this is resin. So it all depends on what you like to do. I mean, you can put them all together, make cute little decorations, however you want. I mean, they're simple, 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 right? I made a little snowman, 2 little snowmen. It seems like all I had was snowman heads that week, so that's what we got. But you can use pipe cleaners for the arms, however you want to use them, right? And just something simple for you to do, something simple for you and your children can do, or yourself. I mean, I had fun doing them, so I'm sure you will too. Now, the last thing I want to show you is, if you remember, during the harvest show, the fall show, I showed you the Halloween tree. And it was the same way to do it, but this is a Christmas tree. I made tons of these. I like to use different kinds of cups. This is a ice cream cone. But you can use whatever you want. I had made remember when I was into making the teapots and the cups, and so I had so many different cups. I'm like, what am I going to do with them now, right? Now, how many more teapots can people buy or I can give away? So I saw something similar on Instagram. They did it with jewelry. I decided I like to do it with the Christmas balls. And so I decided to make the cups. Now, there's one standard way to make them, and that's what you can do. You can get any cup you want. Doesn't matter. Whatever you want to do. You can use anything and everything. They have these pre-cones that you can use. Now, I did not bring it, and I should have. If for whatever reason your cone doesn't fit or it goes in too far, they have, you know, you can find styrofoam. You can put anything you want inside the cone. Pine cones. I have some with pine cones in them. It doesn't matter. So that it levels it off so this comes above the coffee cup. Okay? Same way with this. I can put this like this. If I want to raise it up a little bit, again, I'll just put like a little piece of foam or a little piece of anything to lift it up a little bit. The teapot, I do the same thing. And I use, you know, that soft kind of foam. That's what I usually use. And I thought I put it in my bag, but I didn't, to show you. Now, how do you do these? I pre-put the holes in them. You don't have to. I mean, it comes without the holes. And all I do is I take my glue gun. I usually, sometimes it depends. See these little things here? I have a tool I take them off with. But you can usually snap them off if you choose. If you want to keep them on, you can. Sometimes the balls don't fit right, so you have to kind of adjust. We are adjusting a lot in these days, so just, it's okay. You know, if something doesn't work one way, just do it another. It's all good, right? So I take the ball, I put a little glue over here, and then I'm going to stick it in the hole, just like that. And I'm going to go around the bottom. And I mean, I have all different kinds, so I'm just going to go around like this, and every which way, put the glue, and just go all the way around, all the way up. Now, the key to this is once you get that, you're still going to see all the styrofoam in between. So we want to cover that. They sell these at all the craft stores, or if you have even some branches from, you know, one of their old wreaths or something like that. I cut these into little pieces. Well, maybe not with these scissors, but I usually do. I cut them into pieces. What I do is in between, I'll stick them. So that way it ends up looking similar to this. Okay? So that way you end up with a tree. I don't buy the trees and then try to fit the balls. I put the balls first and then make the tree accustomed to the balls, because sometimes you're going to have bigger spaces. I mean, if you want to put in between here, they sell those little, like the little presents. You can put the little presents. You can put different, I have one that I made with little cats. You can put little cats in there, however you want to do it. So they're a great idea for the Christmas holiday. You can do that. You can do them with pretty much anything. For instance, look at these little things. Aren't they the cutest? Don't you just want to have a shot out of that? Come on, let's face it, it's cute. But what I do is I use these kind of lights. You can buy them on, I buy them on Amazon. I'm sure all the craft stores have them. There are 20 of them. And let me tell you, just unwind them. Has a little tab. What I like about these is this. When the battery wears out, you can unscrew it and you can replace the battery. So if you have something on there and the battery runs out and then the person can't use it anymore because they can't light it up. Well, yeah, you can. All you do is unscrew it. Now, you have to be smart, because I wasn't smart when I did this one. It was just one of those days. When you glue it, make sure you glue it so that the screws are facing out, not in, like on this one. So it's the person, whoever gets this, will have to pop this off, which is pretty easy, and redo it. But it looks really cute. I think so. So these are very inexpensive, and you can do them on all your trees or any other thing that you like. Now, these little ones, right, you're like, well, what is she going to do with those? Look, they got little tiny trees, right? So you can make little teeny tiny trees, and you're like, well, I can't put these big giant balls on there, right? No, what you do is you adjust, and you find the little things. And they even have them smaller, and you can do it the same exact way. They're little tiny balls that you can actually make a little tiny Christmas tree for anything. So I just wanted to bring you a couple of different things. I mean, they're fun, they're easy, and I like to have fun doing things. And I figured at this time of year, we're all so busy. You know, it's Thanksgiving. You're not going to believe this, but I took down all my Thanksgiving things. And I'm all set up for Christmas because I got tired of looking at it. I decorated so early that I said, well, I think it's time for Christmas. So it took me a little while. This way I adjusted. I figured out what I wanted where, and I enjoyed the decorating. And I think a lot of times we think that we have to hurry up and do things because there's a specific time that has to be done. That's not true. You take your time, and it's in the enjoyment of decorating. It's the enjoyment of making things that brings the Christmas and the spirit of the holiday season to all of us. So you enjoy. I hope you enjoyed all my little doodads to make, and you have a wonderful holiday season. And I will see you maybe next month. I might make wreaths. Who knows? You have a wonderful day. This was Jeanne B. Have fun with art. And we are good.
Hi, we're from Aquidneck Island Adult Learning Center in Newport, Rhode Island. We're looking for students and volunteers for our many classes, including GED, English as a Second Language, Nursing Assistant, Phlebotomist, Med Tech, Medical Technician, Apprenticeships, Computer Skills, and lots more.
Please contact us if you'd like more information. Thank you.
Lucy's Hearth is a family shelter in Middletown, Rhode Island. We provide a continuum of housing supports for families experiencing homelessness across Rhode Island. If you are looking for ways to help, please visit our website at lucyshearth.org.
The Newport Navy Choristers is a local choral group associated with the military that raises money for local 501c3 organizations. If you would like to join us on our journey and learn more about us or become one of our sponsors for a concert to benefit your organization, please visit us at www.newportnavychoristers.org.
Adoption Rhode Island is a private nonprofit organization dedicated to improving outcomes for children, youth, and young adults in foster care by finding families or other permanent connections. We also provide support service, counseling services for this population. If you are interested in learning more about adoption from foster care or about our support services, please contact us at 401-865-6000 or visit our website at adoptionri.org.